And I would have liked to see a little bit more contact between the four Rays during the home run derby.
When I was really into it back in the late 90s and early thousands, it seemed like there was a lot more of camaraderie among fellow teammates that were there for the event. And
you are Locked On Rays, your daily Tampa Bay Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome into Locked On Rays, your daily podcast covering everything Tampa Bay Rays, from game analysis to player interviews. We've got you covered with all the latest news and insights. My name is Kevin Weiss.
I'm Ulysses Zambrano,
bringing you expert analysis and passionate discussions about our beloved Rays.
We're here to break down every play, every trade, and every milestone. In fact, this is our 7th season covering the Rays daily.
So grab your favorite Rays gear and settle in as we will discuss the All-Star festivities as they were and the Home Run Derby. We didn't have a chance to talk about that, but it was quite the newsworthy affair. And then, of course, a couple of our own players participated and shined in the All-Star game. So that is what we have on the docket today. Little footnote as well. We will have Evan Klosky on for Thursday and Friday for a couple fun episodes.
That's right. So if you have any Klosky on the clock questions, be sure to drop it down on the comments of this video right here, right now. First of all, I think we should start with the Home Run Derby and then work our way up to the All-Star game.
Sounds good to me. It is notable because Junior Caminero finished second in the event. And my understanding is he doesn't get a dime for finishing second.
$750,000.
Okay, then I am totally incorrect on that. I wasn't following the rules all that closely. So not too bad of a payday. He basically makes his salary in one event. So
exactly,
if I'm a young player and I don't have a major contract extension, even then, I don't blame Caminero at all if he wants to continue to perform in it year in and year out. And now we'll just have to see if that event has any translation on how he performs the rest of the season.
Right. Yeah. But he did say that he had a lot of fun doing it and that he would like to do what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did, which is participate in it, not quite get to the finish line, and then the second year take home the trophy. So he did say he would like to participate next year. So if they'll have him, I'm sure that he would be really stoked. And he did great, man. I mean, like, you thought he could have done a little bit better because of the fact that he had more rest than the counterparts. I mean, with 8 home runs, he was already into the finals, and then actually got to see 2 more guys before the final even started. So, and then he was the second in the final. So really, he waited 3 rounds of batters before he actually went up again. So you'd think, okay, he's got a good shot at this. But I mean, Cal Raleigh just it was his night, and Junior I think was really close. He got a home run stolen by a kid in the outfield, which was insane. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was really a tremendous fun to see Junior up in the big lights.
Now they still counted that home run, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So, I know people were discussing on social media about it and how it's a travesty and all that. I mean, at the very least, it made for some clickbait action, if you will, because that's what people were talking about. So it brought more interest and intrigue to the event. And, it's teenage kid or whatever that's just having fun. I think as long as it's, counted and they do what's right by the player.
I believe it was counted.
Okay,
I want to believe it was counted. I was keeping track of it, and I was like, I think they added one more. I never saw anything saying the opposite, that it wasn't counted. So I'll just say that from my perspective, I think it was counted. But I don't think that was the most egregious thing of the night. The most egregious thing of the night is apparently StatCast can have so much precision that you are at 1/10 of a billion of an inch. You can pretty much know exactly how the ball lands, and that's how Brent Rooker gets the kick and Cal Raleigh goes forward. They both are at 460 or 461.
Yeah.
They have billionth of decimals here. I wasn't cool with that, and Brent Rooker wasn't cool with that when he was asked about it later on, saying, "Well, if they have the decimals, how about you put those puppies up there on the screen so we actually know what we're looking at and not just the whole number."
So some controversy with the home run derby, something that MLB, I guess, will have to figure out for next year. But I mean, all in all, it was great to see Junior participate in the event and seem like he really enjoyed himself and wants to participate again in the future. And hopefully he's able to win it and take it home. And it seems like baseball sometimes has trouble filling those slots, so they probably are more than enthused to know that, hey, there's a guy that is actually interested and intrigued in the event, and that we can kind of market around a little bit as well going forward.
Yeah, I do have one last little thing that I mean, maybe this is asking for too much, but I would have liked to have seen Jonathan Aranda, Brendan Lau, Drew Rasmussen, more shots of his teammates throughout the Derby when Caminero was up. I would have liked to have seen that. And I would have liked to see a little bit more contact between the four Rays during the home run derby. I saw a lot of Randy, his Dominican friends were there amping him up, which was awesome.
Right.
Because it's cool that you get to see Junior with Tatis, with Machado, with Vlad, with Randy. Like it's a cool perspective for a fan to see, these guys that are in completely different teams, they respect each other. Oh, that's cool. I get it. But I would have liked to have seen within all of that a little bit more added race-centric camaraderie, which I didn't really see a lot of.
Now, do we know if they were actually there?
Yeah, there were shots of them, the three of them, but never like the three of them together. And never with Junior. Like I saw Raz and Lau were together. I saw Aranda just kind of like walking around, but never like the three of them together, which I guess hey, dude, you're in the dugout with those guys all the time. I want to talk to other people.
Yeah.
I want to, spread my wings a little bit and network a little bit. Like obviously that's part of the gig.
Right.
Me as a fan of the Rays, I want to see Rays players cheering on my Rays guy.
Yeah. And you might have family there too that you have to keep track of. But I think, honestly, I don't watch a lot of home run derbies year in and year out. But when I was really into it back in the late 90s and early thousands, it seemed like there was a lot more of that camaraderie among fellow teammates that were, there for the event. And you would have them with their kids and so forth, sitting on the field. And, I agree with you. I think it would have been cool if there was more incorporated on that angle. But, hey, the big thing is Caminero got some money out of the event.
Exactly.
What can we say? All right. We have more to discuss. We'll talk about the All-Star game and some of the intrigue with that. But first, we have to tell the audience something very important. All right, let's tell you about Supply House. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades that is Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House, it is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from 400 of the top brands, actually more than 400 of the top brands, you'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Whether you're in California or Florida, they can deliver it. If you need help with an order, Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. That's what we like nowadays, even with AI and all that stuff. Supply House, thousands of skilled professionals, they're already taking advantage, and now it is your turn. Go ahead, join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That is at supplyhouse.com. All right, a nail biter in the All-Star game. I'm curious to see how many people actually stayed up to watch the final conclusion and swing off of what took place. But the National League did take it 7-6, the final in what they're calling 10 innings. And we should note that that does not mean home field advantage for the National League. That rule is it's a goner. But there are some new rules that they've implemented within the Home Run Derby that I'm sure we'll discuss. But Ulysses, you probably watched more of the game than I did. What stood out to you from the event?
Well, first, I do think that Rays players did a great job. Raz did not allow a run in his inning. He looked potent. He looked in control. That 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone is just sick. And then when you pair it up with the breaking stuff, it's really lethal. So Raz looked awesome. I like the fact that when Junior started, boom, he got a hit. Didn't like the fact that the broadcast basically spotlighted PCA throughout Junior being on base, and we basically got like a little glimpse of his hit. And then Joe Davis, I think he was the play-by-play, and said, well, there's one now, and as Caminero grounds out, and then 30 seconds later, oh, no, actually, he's on first. Like, geez, I know you're
totally blew the spot.
Don't blow it like that.
I guess it's not as bad as when there was the introduction malfunction a couple of years back.
Yeah, with Brendan Lowe instead of Lau. Well, they got this one right, which was good. But yeah, just going back to it, Junior did a fantastic job. I really liked that Jonathan Aranda had a couple ABs, a walk, and then a single. Of course, just total Jonathan Aranda participation there. But I think with Brandon Lau not being able to participate, I have to give props to somebody that we would never really give props to, any Rays fan, but I think he deserves it because I think it was on purpose. Aaron Boone.
Okay.
Very cool of Aaron Boone he made every infielder change except for Junior Caminero in a specific inning. Why? I believe it's because he put Drew Rasmussen on the mound and Jonathan Aranda for that his first inning on the field was with Drew on the mound. So he was like, Junior, I'm going to give you one more so you can be with your boy and with your other boy, Jonathan Aranda and Drew. Just the most, it was a very nice touch. I don't know if any other Rays fans caught that, but the whole infield was changed except for Junior. And now it's his last one with Drew on the mound. So I thought it was pretty cool from Aaron Boone to do that.
Yeah, Aaron Boone gets it at the end of the day when it comes to these types of events. And yeah, like you mentioned, Drew Rasmussen needed just 12 pitches to retire Lindor, Pete Crow Armstrong, and Kyle Schwarber. That's quite a combination of three hitters that you have to get through and navigate. And I don't know if we've put enough light on this, but so Rasmussen, he is one of 9 pitchers total to return from 3 major reconstructive surgeries, but he is the only one to make an all-star game after his 3rd procedure. So that is pretty historical if you consider all those elements.
I read the same thing too. And then on the broadcast yesterday, they included Jason Adam in that list. So I'm like, okay, is it Jason Adam and Drew or is it only Drew? Whichever one it is. Yeah. What does that tell you? It tells you that the Rays,
2, fine.
Yeah. It tells you that the Rays, that's the kind of high risk, high reward that they go for. Look, these guys might be injury prone, but the stuff is really so disgusting that it gives you an edge when they're healthy, and that's how we got to do it. So, no, it was very cool, man. I will say Kershaw being mic'd up and getting a little bit angry at Smoltz saying, hey, throw a cutter, and Kershaw's like, dude, I don't throw cutters. I throw sliders. And so he was kind of mad at Smoltz. That was cool. The end of the game was really exciting, that comeback by the AL. And then you get to go to a swing off. The American League had Rooker, Rosarena, and Aranda. Mm-hmm. And the National League had Stowers, I want to say Schwarber second, and then Pete Alonso. Right. Well, Pete Alonso didn't even get to swing the bat because Schwarber went 3 for 3. 3 swings, 3 home runs. Rooker started it with a home run. Stowers, Rooker does 2. Stowers does 1. Schwarber gets the lead. Randy gets 1 out of 3. And it all comes down to a guy that doesn't have 50 home runs in Major League Baseball, and he doesn't have more than a 430 slugging percentage in Jonathan Aranda. And this is where I have division of thoughts, Kevin, and I want you to like maybe give me your take on each one. I think A is fantastic. By the way, these swing off names, they're apparently done prior to the game starting. So this has nothing to do with how the game went. It was like they know who are the starters, so they understand who will be the guys who are most likely in the game by that time. Anyway, before the game, I really think it was great of both Dave Roberts and Aaron Boone to go, Stowers, get on the spotlight. Jonathan Aranda, get on the spotlight. Very cool. Very cool.
Because those aren't the first names that you think about.
Exactly, right? So you're putting them on a spotlight so that the whole MLB fandom that's still awake at midnight can get to see who's just Jonathan Aranda. Oh my gosh, he's hitting 320. Oh, 330. Oh, he's first base. Oh, look at his number. And then you get to see a little bit more. Right. I think that's fantastic. And Stowers as well with Miami. Okay. Let's go to the other train of thought. Bro, you had Bobby Witt Jr. available, and you knew he would be available because he wasn't a starter, and you don't put his name on the swing off, and you put Jonathan Aranda?
Yeah.
So in my because that doesn't track to me, I feel like Aaron Boone went the other way and say, I'm going to give it to some guys that need spotlight.
Yeah.
Ren Rooker, Randy Arozarena, Jonathan Aranda. Maybe guys that he knows too, right? As a Yankee manager, he's seen plenty of Rooker, plenty of Randy Arozarena, and plenty of Jonathan Aranda. Yeah. Maybe that's also giving you some kind of feel of like players that Aaron Boone likes, Randy Arozarena and Jonathan Aranda. I don't know what.
Yeah, my thought is like if you want to keep it easy, just pick more or less whoever participated in the home run derby. Pick 3 out of the 4. Or pick the guys who are leading the league in home runs.
Junior would be tired though, right? And he was out of the game.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, I know there's
maybe not actually
because at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter because it's an all-star game and it doesn't mean anything. No. So I more align with, again, if Chandler Simpson makes an all-star game, you don't want to put him in there. But yeah, I get both sides. But Jonathan, he has a little bit of pop, but not a crazy amount of it. So yeah, there's probably a better contender that you could have put in his place. But if there's an opportunity for, I think it is cool in the sense that somebody that's young and is making their first all-star appearance, getting them a little bit of the action and getting them front and center, I think is a cool moment. So
yeah. And can I do a little? Can we all put our conspiracy theorist hat on, our aluminum foil hats on?
You can, but first, I think we need to tell the audience something very important. That is next on the Locked On Rays podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day. Ever wish managing your money felt easier? Well, with Monarch Money, it can. Whether you're growing your savings or planning that big purchase, Monarch puts you in the driver's seat. It's like having your own personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money, it's more than a budgeting app. It's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending all in one place. So in addition to managing your money, you're also building wealth. We all like that, right? So go ahead, take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for half off your first year.
You got your conspiracy theorist hat on. Everybody got their tinfoil hat on? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. What if this was an extra way of Aaron Boone? We already are on the path that he likes Jonathan Aranda. He picked him to go for the swing off. If we're on that track, maybe this was a statement of his saying, Jonathan, you should have been the starter, man. Vladito should not have been the starter for the first game. So you know what? As an extra, that you should have gotten the starter, I'm going to put you in the swing off. Boom. Here you go. How's that conspiracy theorist hit you? Does it hit you well? Does it hit you awfully? Like, what do you think?
Not really. No, I'm not buying it. I'd have to do a little bit more research.
All right, fine.
Or maybe just drew names out of a hat for all I know. You know?
Maybe it was just like, hey, Chat GPT, have this roster,
Right.
pick 3. Yeah.
Now, what I am curious about, and by the way, I should note this. Yes, Brandon Lowe did not play in the game, but he still traveled to Atlanta, which I think, a lot of guys, they get injured or they say they're injured or they don't want to, they don't want to go or have anything to do with it. The fact that he really took it as a moment and a memory and a family trip where, hey, I was voted in by my peers. I haven't been here since, what was it, 2019 was the last time? So, really kind of embracing, that's I get it if you're a guy that's made 15 all-star appearances and all that, but at some point you're going to retire and you're probably going to wish that you went there and experienced that and you got your child or children and spouse to experience it as well, and maybe some other family members. So I just wanted to outline that. But the All-Star game, so, and I know we haven't talked about the ABS challenges, but that is a part of the competition. And then this swing off ending is a part of the competition. I'm wondering if there might be some scuttlebutt about, this swing off thing. Maybe we can start implementing it into the regular season down the line. Instead of playing extras and guys getting worn down, pitchers getting worn down, bullpens getting worn down. They've already kind of tried to shore some things up with the ghost runner and so forth. Something along the lines to really keep people on their toes for a 10th inning and whatnot.
I wouldn't be surprised that they're talking about it. I don't know how the players would feel about it. I don't think so. And maybe even managers would be like, what? We're just deciding the game on swing offs? Like, are we serious here?
Hey, you had 9 innings to decide.
But you know what? 20 years ago, if you would have said Manfred runner and people would have been like, what? That's anti-baseball. I could see baseball pushing this through, just like penalty kicks, right? With soccer, like just finish this off, even if it's a World Cup. You know what? You had time, then you had the overtime. We need to finish this. So penalty
shootouts in hockey,
Yep, exactly.
And I mean, again, like it's not like you're playing 1 game a week or 2 games a week or 3 games a week. You're playing every day in baseball. So anything that you can do to, more or less expedite the games, you might have to do some roster adjustments and some, really have to dive in analytically to see if, how many swing offs will you wind up getting into, and do you have enough firepower on the roster? You'll have to make swing offs a part of spring training, pitchers and catchers, and practice your BP homers.
And also you're also talking about strategy, right? Because if only players that are still available from the lineup, maybe you don't take out Junior Caminero for Taylor Walls in the 8th inning, and you play it like, no, we're just going to keep Junior on there. Or, and I'm making that assumption because Junior was in the home run derby, and I've seen Cash take out Junior Caminero for defensive purposes this year, and you all have as well. Let's not have amnesia here. So that would affect your strategy. Am I really going for a Taylor Walls defensive replacement, or am I going to keep my big bopper? Because more likely than not, I believe in Pete Fairbanks keeping this at 0, and then we go to a swing off, and I'd rather have Junior there.
What about this? So I don't necessarily like the idea of going to a swing off in the 10th inning. Like maybe you play a couple extra innings, and then once you get to, I don't know, the 12th or something like that, then you go into a swing off. Not 9 innings is over, then you go into a swing off. There's at least a little bit of a buffer period. So you do still get that ghost runner opportunity. And then, all right, we're starting to really get down here. Let's go ahead and bring out the swing off event.
Since doing the Manfred runner, I cannot for the life of me think of a game, at least a Rays game, that has gone 13 innings.
Okay. Yeah, it has shortened things.
Right? I always see 10, 11, maybe a 12 here and there. I don't think I remember a 13 right off, from memory right now. So in that case, you would be given the 10th, 11th, 12th, basically 9 outs, basically one more time through the lineup. Both teams get one more time through the lineup, wherever you get 9 outs. After that, if we're still tied, swing off. I think that would be something good to kind of just kill it. But then again, this is something I know that baseball purists would really hate. I am uncomfortable just talking about it.
Right.
But but I'm saying I could see MLB doing this. That doesn't mean that I would dig it, but I'm saying I think I could definitely see MLB doing this.
Yeah. Well, baseball purists are dying off.
Yes.
Things are changing with Manfred and company.
The future is now, Grandpa.
We have designated hitters in the National League. That's when that's when it all went to poop, if you will.
Well, you know what? I bet like in the 70s when the designated hitter happened in the American leagues, everybody was like, "What? This is not baseball anymore." Mm-hmm. All right, buddy. You get ready. In 50 years, you're gonna go nuts.
Yeah. Hey, and then the Rays are a little bit a part of that with openers and platoons and everything that they've done off the wall here and there as well. So there it is, Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Ulysses, on a scale of 1 to 10, how entertaining was the Home Run Derby for you?
I think I like the changing of the format. I need Berman back. I need that back. Yeah. Literally, pun intended. It was a 6.5, 7. Okay. Yeah.
All-Star Game, scale of 1 to 10, entertainment level.
The swing off was pretty cool.
Okay.
I really I like the swing off more than I thought I did. And one of the coolest things of the All-Star Game was the Hank Aaron memorial they did. Dude, it was the sickest thing I've seen, like technologically wise, of a display on a baseball field, like using a firework from home plate to right field, like just to make the trajectory of the home run ball, the 715, with just the spotlight of the diamond with clips from that night. It was unreal. If you haven't seen it, I would suggest anybody who has a minute of their life to just look at that 715 Hank Aaron memorial that they did yesterday, because it was really cool.
Check the highlights. Yeah. I'm sure you can get it available online. All right, that'll do it for this episode. Again, Thursday and Friday, we will be joined by Evan Klosky discussing what happened with the Rays before the All-Star break, and then doing a look ahead as to how the Rays will do for the second half and the end of the season. In the meantime, thank you for making Locked On Rays your first listen today. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Local analysis brought to you on a national scale. You can find MLB Game Night on Locked On MLB on the YouTubes or wherever you listen to podcasts.